Alright, so the texture this video is about is the bicycle chain. Okay, so you can see we have some other textures. These are indeed in the Google Classroom. That's the hexagonal honeycomb, and that's the serpentine. But this video is about the bicycle chain. And the first step is pretty easy, but I am going to remind you that when you do these designs, these textures, you should have a piece of paper underneath where you're working that you don't care about. Because if you have some other designs or work that you want to keep nice, well, you wouldn't put that underneath there. You want to just put a piece of garbage paper under there. Now, pretty easy beginning. You're just going to draw a line. It can be a soft curve. It can be all the way across the page, or it can be halfway across the page. This is just practice, but when you get to your design, you could even do like, you could do something that is a soft, flowing line that kind of even starts going in one direction and changes and goes in another. But to start, you should just keep it simple. Now, we're going to draw another line that is parallel to the first curve, going in the same direction. A little fatter than your thumb, okay? So make it parallel. So it's a little tiny bit skinnier there. Okay, fine, right? No big deal. It's gonna work. But I mean, if it's like that, well, no, we don't want to change it that much right now. If somebody wanted to try to show foreshortening, then they would have to make all the design get smaller and closer together as they went this way. But what I would recommend for most of us is that you keep them parallel. And again, fatter than your thumb, but skinnier, quite a bit skinnier than your wrist, right? So maybe not even 2 fingers, okay? So the next step is pretty easy. We're going to make circles about the size of a pea, a green pea, you know, like canned peas. And make sure there's a space about as fat as your thumb. You know, eyeball it. As fat as your thumb. But make sure that there's space below and above these peas. Size, shape. Guess another thing we could say, it's like the eraser. Like an eraser of a pencil size. So just, do they have to be perfect circles? No. Look, I bet you we're going to pay attention at one tiny little error, and we'll see if it makes a big deal at the end. All right, so I got my circles. Next step is I'm going to take a pencil. I was working in pen. Now I'm going to switch to pencil. That's important. And I'm going to draw a line that goes all the way across and that is tangent to the tops of all my circles. So I go from the top of this circle to the top of the next circle to the top of the next circle, and it's tangent, which means it's just touching. There should be no gap, so that's no good because we got a gap. And the line should not go through the circle. This is no good because it's going through the circle. But rather it is just tangent, which means it is just touching the top of the circle. So from the top of the circle to the top of the circle to the top of the circle. And do this lightly. And the reason is we are going to be erasing it when we are done using it. So here's how we're going to use it. First of all, I'm going to extend this line. I need it on this side too. Oops. There we go. How do I use it? It's for the next step, which you'll see in the next part of this video.